Hello, and welcome to the Gers TV. My name's Cy Leslie.
And I'm Gordon Bond. Good to see you.
And we're here in association with AG Roofing and Cladding. Anybody who wants any roofing done or any cladding done, these are the guys that way. These are the guys to do it.
Not me. I can't.
AG
I'm not
Cladding,
me.
thanks for the sponsorship, guys. Every week they sponsor us for a live show. Thank you very much. Well. We thought it was going to be a quiet show tonight, Gordon.
Yes.
However, the last few hours surprisingly have been crazy, and there's been all sorts of statements released. As well as that, we've got the Europa Cup to discuss. We have the Dundee Rangers game. We have the draw. We have the Rangers B team to chat about. The Legends game, and much more.
Yes, for a week where there's going to be an international break, it seems as if there's a lot to talk about. So let's get into it.
Aye, we wouldn't have it any other way, guys. Just if you could help us out by sharing, share alike. If you hit the share button to at least one Rangers group or a Scottish group or whatever, that would be a big help for us. And the more shares, the more likes, the more people watch it.
Definitely, let's spread the word as far as we can. Get the Gers TV out there for us. So thanks very much for your support, much appreciated. And let us know where you're watching from as always.
Yep, send out a message, tell us where you're watching from in the world. We can have a wee chat for you. Right.
Yeah, so
I've had the cold for the last couple of days, so that's why I've got the juice with me.
I've had the cold for the last couple of weeks. For those that watched last week, we were both coughing pretty bad. A little bit better this week, a little bit better this Tuesday, so apologies for that, but thanks for your patience last week. A couple of those, so we'll start off saying hello to Donna Robertson and Frank Barrett. Good to see you. Gordon Watson, good to have you on board. Gordon Watson, same person. Claire Robertson, how you doing? Tommy Scott, Mark Dunnett, hello guys. Mitch Davison, how you doing? Robert Gibson, how you doing? Tommy Godona, good to see you again. Darren Parsley, good to see you again as well. So let us know your thoughts. So we just kick off by a quick recap on the Red Star game.
Aye, we've already had a chat about it, but it was a kind of drunken chat. We don't know.
Not at all.
I think first of all, I'm talking to myself here, but I think first of all, I promised myself Friday morning, these Thursday night European games, that I'm going to have a couple of beers and watch Rangers. They're not really good for me because it's never a couple of beers, and the excitement, exuberation and the results tend to lead into the wee small hours in the morning.
Long may it continue.
Fantastic. Aye, I'll start us off with the European game. The actual football that Rangers have played in Europe over the last 3 years has been outstanding. Let's carry on about the Scottish coefficiency. There's no such thing. It's a Rangers coefficiency. Absolutely fantastic performance. It was a game that Rangers were going to struggle to play to win. You saw them before they went in the tunnel at the Macarena Stadium. It is an intimidating atmosphere.
Hi Marion, good to see you, Marion Poirier.
Yep.
Sorry if I left you out there, no offence meant.
We're going to give you a plug for something in a minute.
Yes.
But as I said, before they even started the game, you could see it as a nerve-wracking stadium. A great Rangers support there, and I thought, other than the goal, I think we lost concentration for the first goal.
Poor corner goal.
Kent's goal seals the tie for us, and a silly one at the end, you lose the penalty.
Yep.
But Rangers carry the flag for Scotland and the UK into the next round.
Absolutely overall, and it's good to see two British teams in the quarter-finals. There's every chance we could meet in the final. So let us know what you're thinking about the draw. Obviously we are playing Braga in the quarter-finals, which we played.
Who got the right prediction?
You need to double check that.
Me.
Oh, really?
Me. Aye, yes, me.
I said 3-1 actually, so yeah.
I said 2-1.
You're absolutely right. So well done.
That was
so obviously great result. Last date again. The last time we were in the last date was 2008. We got all the way to the final.
People are now starting to. There's two conversations. One conversation is can Rangers get to the final? Another conversation is we didn't want to be playing anyway. We don't like Thursday night football. You can never guess which side of the city is who. The Bears are on fire. I'm enjoying myself. There's a lot of fun back in football. That's the main thing. Sadly today that's kind of changed because there's a wee bit of fighting with the club as well.
We will talk about that later on.
10,
just to kind of preempt that, the Gers TV doesn't have a gun in the fight, if you like, or we don't really. It's not really anything to do with us. But obviously it's a big thing to happen to Rangers, so it's something we will discuss. A chance
if anybody wants to discuss it or anybody feels strongly about it, they can get involved.
Because it is obviously things that are going on at the moment. So Braga game, absolutely fantastic. A draw coming up. Obviously we did beat them a couple of years ago.
I think personally, I don't think we could have got a better draw.
It's one of these things where on paper, but You never know. Braga are a good team. They beat out they beat out Monaco in the last round, and Monaco just beat PSG 3-0 at the weekend there.
But they finished second in the Red Stars group.
Yes, and also on top of that as well, they are fourth in the Portuguese league. They're about 20 points behind first place at the moment, so they're not having a great season. The manager used to play for Sheffield Wednesday as well, Carvalho. He's come out and said don't have great league form. They've got a youngish team.
That's what I was going to say. It's a team of teenagers that like to shoot outside the box, so they're not going to have a lot of fear, but at the same time they're not going to have a lot of experience.
Yeah, absolutely. So
it's a winnable tie. I think it's a tie that Rangers should be looking forward to. The first game's away. I'm happy with that.
As ever, guys, let us know your thoughts on the Red Star game and the draw. We'll catch up with some comments soon. Here's the questions for you. Now, it's something that I always have a different opinion on each year.
Yeah.
Do you rather have the first game away from home or the first game at home?
I think the way Rangers play, it suits us to be at home first, personally. Away from home first, because we don't really struggle away from him. We take the games to the teams. And when I say teams, it's been some of the best teams in Europe over the last few years. We've matched them. I'm thinking if we can get a good result in Portugal, there's no reason why we can't finish at Ibrox. So I think the way the draws went, I'm quite happy with.
I think when it came to the away goals rule, it was quite advantageous to have the first leg away from home, and then when you came home, you know exactly what you had to do.
But it's changed now with the no.
Has changed. Again, I don't know. Personally, my personal opinion is I'd rather have the first game at home and try and put the team to the sword in the first round, like we did against Red Star. And then again, I've had not arguments, but different with my friends and different opinions. So let us know what you think. But that's a question that we could sometimes ask. And
I mean, to me, it's just about if we can get over there, if we can keep the goals down. If they score one maximum in Portugal and Braga, if Rangers can match that with a one each or a 2-1 win, I think we'll qualify. I think we'll do the business at Ibrox. But it's just good to be there. Let us know what you think of the draw, guys. Anybody think we could have got a better draw? I can't think anybody would have rather had.
Nah.
That said, I'm not underestimating our opponents. They're in it.
Yeah, absolutely. They're a good team. It's every team that's in the last 8 will think, looking at the draw, will think to themselves, we've got a chance to get to the semi-final and then on to the final. Just a quick chat about the potential, don't want to tempt fate, if we were to beat Braga, then we would play the winners of Atalanta and Leipzig. Leipzig are a good team, Atalanta are a good team. But
I think that's a good draw as well.
Yeah, they're not as difficult as playing either Barcelona or West Ham.
Yeah, and the other teams obviously Barcelona and West Ham are going to be knocking each other out, so it's going to get diluted obviously how the tournament goes. The thing that I do like just now, it made me very angry, but I did like it. Sky TV, the English media, in general, TalkSport, they've completely. There's not so much written Rangers off, but on the Friday morning, all you heard was West Ham this, West Ham that, and one of the comments on TalkSport was, when West Ham win the UEFA Cup, can they win the Champions League next year? The last time I heard talk like this that I can remember was the season that we played Leeds United, and Rangers just kept their mouth shut and go on with the business. And what I'm saying with that is, if Rangers went to get the final and it was West Ham, I wouldn't feel them whatsoever.
I think football wise, Barcelona, they're a very, very poor start to the season, sacked the manager. Brought in a new manager and they're playing really well, and they're on top form. They just beat Real Madrid 4-0 at the weekend.
Yeah.
So they're looking back to their top form again. So whatever team we get, it doesn't matter if you get to the final. You get to the final, you're always going to play a top class opposition, no matter what competition it is.
I would rather have no played Seville in the final, so I'm glad Seville get knocked out because they're a good team in the Europa Cup, and having them at home gives them a slight advantage. And Rangers are playing the European final before at home. Against the home a team at home. It doesn't help, and you don't really. You want to get any kind of advantage you can to yourself.
Yeah.
The way it is now, the omens in the European, the football gods, they seem to be on Rangers' side, and it's good that we're talking about football in Europe at this time of the season, because it doesn't happen very often, and the fact that Rangers still in it is great.
But you talked about the coefficient as well. And with the what's happening in Russia and Ukraine right now, there's every chance that Russian teams might not get into the Champions League next season. So
I was told yesterday, I might be right with this, or this morning was I told that it's already been decided. The two teams are going in. Is that right?
Don't know. Nothing official. Nothing official yet. But I don't see that situation clearing itself up too soon, and there will be repercussions for a long time. So there's every possibility that Scotland could get. There's every possibility Scotland could get two teams out of it as well.
But listen, one thing I've always said is it doesn't matter what football team you support. One thing you should always have is be able to dream that you can do what people think is the undoable.
Yep.
And I tell you what, we're all starting to. Everybody now, I think every Rangers fan starting to think we're getting sombreros out. And I've heard these seen photos of me on Facebook 3 weeks ago. Somebody gave me a sombrero, and then somebody stole it 10 minutes later. I'd have been wearing it tonight. But it'd be great to see Rangers in the final. But it's early stages yet. Right, let's see. We've got a couple of comments.
So let's catch up with some of the comments.
That'll sure be there. What an opportunity to get to the semi-final.
Yeah, Brian Stephen. Yeah, absolutely right.
If you beat Braga, 2 tough opponents after that. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's fair enough. But you'll only play one of them anyway, and then you're in the final. Newcastle. Tommy from Newcastle here. Wish we could take our Euro performances into the league performance.
Well, we'll get to that in a second, Tommy.
That is what it is, isn't it?
Aye.
We seem to play better when teams play football against us. I think we lower ourselves to the opposition in Scotland. Hi, Si, Gordon. I agree. The home tie first, anytime. But look what we done to Dortmund. Correct, John. Good point. Tony Candona. Rangers have got an amazing goal record against Portuguese sides.
I think it's just an amazing record and goal record as well. But no defeats
amazing
in 20
record.
games.
I just made the word go up. I didn't happen.
no defeats in 20 games. That's a really. It must be. Tommy knows his stuff. That's a fascinating start. I'll be honest, it wasn't something I was aware of. So thanks for.
I was excited for the Super Bock, the beer, because the beer's brilliant. Portugal, it's lovely lager and it's a lovely place to go to. But 20 games, no defeats. That's
pretty good.
When I talk about the football gods, then it really does.
If you're going to Braga, guys, let us know your routes, etc.
Tell us how you're getting there.
A couple of friends that are going from Inverness to London and then London to Porto and then the train to Braga. And,
I'm totally going as well. I should be going.
Everywhere.
Pundits down south actually said West Ham disposed of Seville 2-0 and Rangers squeezed past Red Star 4-2. Ian Sinky, I think you probably agree with me, mate. It's probably better if they keep doing that. If they keep underestimating Rangers to the very last minute, I'd have loved to go them to play them at London, to be fair, but let them if Rangers were the favourites, we'd start to go like that. Oh, we don't want to be the favourites, but we've knocked out the favourites already in it. We've knocked out a lot of big teams. We've went to a lot of hard stadiums, and everybody that's we played against has said that Ibrox is the stadium to play in.
We went to Lyon away and got a result. We've had to then do it at home to get through. We've then obviously went to Dortmund, had a fantastic couple of results, and then we've got through against a really good team in Red Star Belgrade. So we shouldn't fear MD, to be perfectly honest.
Let the English media play the English team up. That's fair enough.
Yep.
We don't really care. It's all about the Rangers. Mark Dunnett, Rangers play better in Europe. Aye.
I think Si hit the nail on the head there a minute ago. Teams in Europe don't really fear coming to Ibrox or us going to them. They don't play 10 men behind the ball, so it's an open game.
It's a better style of football for us.
Yeah, it's better style of football. It suits us better for that. I think you're absolutely right there, Mark, as well. Stephen, we beat Bayern Munich and the European Cup winners got a semi-final with more than half World Cup winners in their team. Yep, so, if we did that in the past, we can do it again.
100%. Darren Parson, you might need that one.
Yeah, league football is a different game for Europe. In Europe, they play football. That's exactly what we're saying, mate. Yeah. So, yeah, absolutely right. Sit back against with banks of 5. Banks of 10 sometimes.
That's it. The speed that the Rangers have been playing at, the speed in Europe's been amazing. The Red Star game, 20 minutes in the first half of the first tie, you were like...
Yeah. Oh, I can't believe that first 20 minutes at Ibrox a couple of weeks ago. It was
sweat like a fat bird up with Savoy.
Mitch Davidson's going to Bristol. I'm going to Bristol to Lisbon, meeting up with loads of guys from Northern Ireland. Then tying a coach to Braga.
A couple of weeks ago.
Right. Okay. Nice. Yeah. Good to see that, Mitch. That's Gulliver's Travels. Good going. Jim Simpson on the dogs. Don't bother me, lads. Yeah. I think if it turned out to be, with the heavens aligned and it was a West Ham Rangers final, then everyone would assume, even Barcelona final, I think everyone's going to assume that they're the favourites, so we would genuinely and genuinely be the underdogs. But we'll see what happens. Listen,
one game at a time.
Nothing to lose.
One game at a time. Let's just keep it one game at a time.
Betty McKenzie playing better in Europe because refs are better. Also, there's VAR as well.
I think it's a good point that the football is you can play better football because they're a far better standard than referee.
Yeah.
The VAR. I sometimes don't like the VAR, but it does make things, majority of times, the correct decisions, and it's not just the referees, it's the whole officials seem to be better, I think, but it's just a better standard of football, and you're not get 10 men behind the ball, because see when it's 10 men behind the ball, and you're playing teams 2 times a season, sometimes 3, it's hard for players because it's basically a brick wall. And if you're coming back for a European game and then playing that on a bad surface, I can understand why sometimes the players would suffer.
Yeah, and we're going to Marion, if you're talking about the Dundee game on Sunday, we're just going to talk about that in a wee second.
Yeah.
Robert Gibson's asking, what do you think of Rangers doing the treble? Every possibility. It's not beyond the realms of possibility. We're still probably 50-50. Right now, at least 50-50.
Well, the craziest thing
cup's
about
50-50.
it is, as hard as it is, how many games is away is if you're doing it?
There's 8 league. There's 7 or 8 league games left now.
Right, Scottish Cup, 2.
2, and then obviously possibly 2, 4, 5 in Europe. So 13 games.
30. So if you're asking me, can Rangers win 13 games?
13 or 14 games.
I'll tell you now, I'm going to be putting it against them. If it means scoring in the last couple of minutes, if it means sloppy football, if it means blood, sweat and snotters, we don't care. Right now, it's all about the fact that Rangers are still in these tournaments. I certainly think we'll win one of them. Can we win 2? Very good chance. Can we win the big one? You don't want to start predicting it and it comes back to biting you in the nose, but I'm starting to get the dream and get the buzz for it. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Aye. Ian Whitehead saying the season could finish amazing. Aye, it's
Ian,
poised.
100%, mate.
It's
100%.
poised. It's balancing right now, isn't it?
It's what we love about football.
Pin.
It's what we love about football, right? And it's also
Yeah.
what we love about Rangers. There's not many teams in the position that we're in anywhere in the world just now. And we're all sitting, Ian's exactly right, he'll be sitting with his pals in the bus and that, he goes on the big Rangers bus for East Bride, but they'll be sitting talking about what if we win this game, do we win that one, what if we're knackered for this one,
Aye.
what about the Scottish Cup? It's everything you want in the season, because we could be sitting here just now and we could boot all the tournaments where we've been in.
Yeah. Tommy Cadona's
I'm
saying,
confident with Ian that we'll come out it good. I'm confident we'll.
UEFA have been mentioning Rangers a lot this year. It really does look as if the atmosphere club in the stadium have really made an impression. I couldn't agree more. And also on top of that as well, BT Sport have been bringing us up as well. When I watched the draw on Friday.
And the foreign media.
The foreign media, yeah.
I think a few of the teams that have kind of had a go at us as well before the games have gave us appreciation after that. The German media was quite good with us as well.
Yeah, a lot of Dortmund players came out after it, said it was great. Red Star, you don't expect, then they're going to be biased because they're, for that part of the world, but they're very up themselves and very kind of right wingish over there. Don't praise any part of themselves. But it's great to see us, and the further we go, the more of an impression we make, and from a financial point of view as well, it's absolutely fantastic.
Just a quick one, Timmy McLean, Joe McLean's asking how I'm doing. I'm doing well, mate. We'll catch up soon. I know you're talking about doing a wee event eventually down in Campbelltown. Is that right? Or we were talking about something in Bristol one day. One of the two was wrong. Must have been you. But I'll catch up with you soon, pal.
Can't imagine that. So, guys, we just put a wee link up there for our Patreon site. So, if you want to support the Gers TV and if you want to get involved with Gers TV, maybe come on a show or come on one of our nights out, there's a link there. From as little as £3 a month. And what we'll do is we'll send you out, we've not got a lot of them left to be honest, but we'll send you out an exclusive Bill Struth portrait, and that'll go into your address. And if you see here, there's going to be a picture of it in a frame. Look how beautiful that looks. That's a legendary manager.
The greatest manager ever.
So if you join our Patreon site and support the Gers TV,
you'll get one of them sent out.
One of them sent out to you in the links here. So
please. If you're a patron, you've not had one sent out, you'll be getting one sorted shortly.
Yep. Okay, so please help us. Please get on board, and again, we'll give you. We've got a great night out coming up on Friday, but it's sold out. But there'll be plenty of information on that and plenty of videos on that, so you can see what it's like to be at a Gers TV night out as well.
And plenty more to come.
Okay, so please support us, guys, using the Patreon link up there. Okay.
Betty's mentioned laughing the fact that we could actually win a treble. To be fair, if you want to be pernickety, you can actually win 4 trophies, because if you won the treble, you did play in the Super Cup. So it's all good to dream.
Absolutely.
That's the Glasgow Rangers story. That's the thing about it. It's just keep winning every game. Win one game at a time. I've seen a lot of criticism about the way we played recently. We've not lost many goals recently, and we're winning games and we're qualifying. So I'll quite happily take the performances if I get the results.
Yeah. So let's move on. So obviously we played Dundee.
I've got the highlights here
at the weekend there. So what we'll do is we're going to play the highlights and we'll maybe have a chat the way through them. Okay, so it wasn't a great game on the eye. So let's.
However, I think after the 3-0 victory the week before, it's not the best of parks.
It's not. It's horrendous.
And sometimes it's one Dundee, in my opinion, going to see Rangers over the years. It's always been one of the kind of dodgy grounds where they can be a bogey team. So I would have been happy with just getting a 1-0. Anyway, let's look at some of the highlights quickly. Give us your thoughts, guys.
Okay.
So the game obviously starts off with their goal, and you look at the goal. It's the same mistake that Rangers make every time we make a mistake in defence.
So yeah, shut down the right, shut down in the wing.
As soon as the ball's crossed over, I think that's Ramsey's
poor
ball.
Defending.
Aaron Ramsey's marking there.
To be fair, McGregor played really well. It's been an absolute legend the last few weeks, but you've got to say that it was poor defence all round, for the out wide, into the middle of the box, and the goalkeeping all at fault there. Really,
it's the first couple of minutes of the game, but I think Ramsey should have got the ball there, and I think he should have been saved as well. It seems to me it's the same mistake all the time that we make. That simple ball.
That should be.
He's right. Second half highlights. I think was on highlights, but you've got to look at the good and the bad.
I think maybe should not shown that goal too many times there as well. We need to work on that. I think
it's last minute stuff tonight. Right, so here we go. There wasn't any highlights in the first half. Rangers didn't have an actual shot on target in the first 40-50 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, it wasn't that one was
unlucky with Morelos, but I think there is and I know a lot of people don't like to use this. I'm not keen on it, the European hangover, but you came all the way back from Belgrade, in a really, really hard game. I think that did affect the team a wee bit.
Not far wide there, but
that one normally in another week that would probably get in for Morelos, so that would have changed the game. I think this is a penalty here that's coming up. Let me see. That's a penalty, isn't it?
Yep. So again, he was pulled back. You can see it you can see it when it's replayed. He was pulled back. Again, if you're pulled back in the box, it's a penalty.
Aye, it's a very soft one, I think, but it is a penalty. However, I've highlighted, if you've watched the show for the last couple of weeks, this new tendency that the teams that we play against, they all seem to think it's okay to pull a Rangers jersey. Every week in the Scottish football, they're lifting their hands to us and they're tugging away the jersey. It seems to be a new tactic. If you're going to do that, you're going to be punished and you're going to get a penalty against you.
Yeah.
That said,
the penalty wasn't the best penalty.
I think maybe Bandy Wins will have a feeling when watching it. If you're going to miss one, you're kind of saying to yourself, we don't want you to miss one, but if you're going to miss one, if it's this one, we're
obviously he's trying to replicate his last couple of penalties there, and he's blasted it over the bar, but not a great penalty. You can see what he's trying to do, but he just overhit it.
Listen, he's been fantastic for us this season, and the last couple of seasons he's been a great captain. I think you need to accept the fact that as soon as he's missed it, you've got to, the show must go on.
Yeah.
You've got to keep your head up, and the players have got to stand by him, and that's what they did. It maybe took the second half, but after Rangers started to get in their stride, there was a part of the game for about 15 minutes. Rangers just overpowered them, and the changes definitely helped as well. Bringing on, let me remember who they brought on in what order. They brought on Sakala.
To be fair, I didn't think Sakala had a great second half when he did come on, to be absolutely honest.
But he done a lot of running.
He put himself about the place, but his end product wasn't the best some of the time.
Also, I thought I know I was criticising Ramsey for the challenge in the first their goal, but I thought he had a good game after that. I actually thought he played okay. He's getting more closer to fitness all the time, and just watching this here, this is when Rangers started.
To be fair, we did come out the second half, held on the pressure, and we'll talk about the reaction at the end of the game in a minute. But the players were up for the second half. They knew they had to get a result here, and to be fair.
Their goalkeeper made a lot of good saves as well.
Yeah.
This one here, they just can't. The ball just won't go in.
If you look at the pitch as well, it's not. You can see it's not a great pitch. It doesn't help attractive football either.
Aye.
It's not. Is this a goal coming up?
No, this is the next one's a goal. But again, I thought, and it's no paranoia, but when you play against Rangers, people, it's their biggest game of the season. Their goalkeeper is probably their best game he's had. Yeah, that's what
exactly my friend Jason was saying. We were watching it on Sunday. He said they all seem to have cup finals against us.
But that's part of the deal with Rangers.
Yeah, and there's the goal. Ramsey right place at the right time.
Exactly what I was going to say there, and he puts the ball in. It makes it look easy, but all the great players do that. And by God, we needed that lad to score because he's going to be a massive player in the run into this April fight that we've got with all these massive games coming up. And you can see how many players try to score there. All the boys in that box all try to put the ball in the net. Their hunger is there. I can understand that people are saying that it wasn't a great performance, but the players are trying their best. Sometimes they're just exhausted. And then when you watch it, Rangers start to dominate the game. But I did think
it's a good goal. I mean, to be fair,
before he scores this, I'm starting to think we're going to be great, but we're not going to get the second.
Yeah, it was starting to look a little bit because you start thinking about the missed penalty, you start thinking about all the chances.
But
But
watching the move here, again, having Kemar Roofe
to
on
be
the
fair,
park.
it's a good finish.
Roofe's no started a lot of games, but I'll tell you what, he's got a great influence when he's on the park. And to be fair, Big Golson had a lot of criticism in the past, but I tell you what, he scored a lot of vital goals for Rangers, and that's probably as vital as you'll get. And he took it well, took it really, really well. And then you get the time added on. So 7 minutes added on, but they played 7 minutes and 40 seconds, I believe.
I think they played a wee more on that actually, but hey ho. A lot of that time was to do with the fact that the Rangers fans did
Aye, as I was going to mention.
obviously put on through on some stuff to make a protest, which we are going to talk about. So we'll talk about it all at one time, but we are going to discuss that. So before we do that, let us know your thoughts about the Dundee game. We'll try and catch up with some comments now. We'll wait for more to come in. So Callum Mercer, worst. Yeah, we didn't show the sprinklers coming on, but there was a lot of interruptions. Obviously, there was the Rangers fans' protests. The sprinklers came on as well in the second half, which I kind of forgot about as well, which doesn't help either. Marion Poirier saying 3 points better than nothing. Ian, we hope you enjoyed the second half highlights a bit more than the first half.
Yeah.
Slow start for Ramsey for Marion there again, but got better the game went on. Yep.
He's getting there. He is getting there. Not a good match to watch.
Just Master Gaming, that's obviously a great name for your passport there, mate. Not a good game to watch, you're right. Robert Gibbs just got in before the goal. Probably talking about Ramsey.
No, I think he's talking about the Golson. No,
Yeah,
it doesn't
alright,
matter.
okay. Yeah, sizing quality for squad though, we should have enough to rotate it so weaker performance aren't affected. I agree, but he's not really rotating it a lot in the last few weeks. Like you've got Roof and Sakala, begging for a game really, and again he starts in Morelos as well.
I think Ian's saying he should have made more changes and we
Aye.
should be comfortable with what he did. I agree with that.
So
he doesn't seem to, there's seem to be some players in the squad that he doesn't.
yeah, Roof has looked sharp. He's coming on definitely. I agree with that. He's definitely underused. Morelos is having his big games in Europe the last couple of weeks and not playing quite as well on the Sundays after it. So I would be tempted. I would have started. To be perfectly honest, I would have started Roof on Sunday.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not in charge. Ian Whitehead, Callum Mercer saying he get a chance for away to sit on the bench for his country again. Yeah, it's a strange one there. Like he always gets called up,
He
but
picked
never
up the injury at the end,
actually
and I
plays.
thought when he had we came off and he was laughing, but he had the padding on his leg. I was surprised as he went to as he decided he's going to play.
Yeah, he's definitely called up. Yeah, we'll see what happens over there. But Mitch Davison is saying 3 points is all that matters at this stage. I agree.
Nothing else matters.
Absolutely. Tommy Scott, not a good display, but 3 points is the
Everybody's
must.
saying
Yeah.
the same thing.
Again, if we win every game 1-0 with a last minute goal between now and the season, we'll win three trophies.
Well, there was a point. We went through a wee stage after January where we just couldn't score that last minute goal, and other teams were scoring the last minute goal. So it might be us thinking of a game, but you know what? If it's us scoring the last minute goals, that'll do me.
Yep.
I never thought the 7 minutes, 8 minutes. I never thought the game was going to end, and then the ball goes into there, goes up the box again in the last minute. But it finishes. So let's quickly talk about the protests, right? I think it's only fair we talk about them because it took place.
Yep.
I'll give my opinion, you give your opinion. If anybody wants to put their opinions across, guys, let us know. First of all, nobody's more angry about the friendly than me. I agree 100% it should be cancelled, and I'm actually very surprised that Rangers haven't got the game cancelled yet. I'm also surprised at the way the boards came out about it, and I think they're treating the fans very badly. They're treating them as if they don't matter, in my opinion, and it's all about the blue pound again. That's all they seem to matter about, to care about. However, I'm not in favour of the protest during the match. I must say that. I think if I was, again, I can understand people just trying to do their best what they think's right. I would have said do the protest on the Saturday against Celtic B team. That would have been better because it could have get highlighted still and it wouldn't have affected a massive game for us. Because I think that did highlight it. It did affect us a bit, and I could see McGregor was a bit disappointed with it. That said, the fans have got every right to speak, and that's how they want to do things. But I don't know if I would agree with doing it during the match.
Yep. I agree that the fans that pay their money every week in, week out, buy the strips, go to the games, support them through thick and thin, have got every right to give their opinion whenever they want. But was that the right way to do it? And when you see the reaction of people like McGregor, is it something that you really want? There's also expression, washing your dirty linen in public or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not a great look for the club, and especially the last season, getting 55, the journey we've been on the last 10 years, getting 55, and then as soon as we got ourselves on a sound financial footing, we're just kicking ourselves in the the shin basically by the kind of arguments, and it's all really boiling down to power, a power struggle, or it's all boiling down to influence on certain things.
And that's led, obviously, that has now led to other incidents like the statements that have taken place today.
Okay, so what we'll do, again, I'm not really going to give any opinion on the statements today. We're just going to give some. Obviously, the Club 1872 came out with a very, very, very long statement.
It's too big.
It's several paragraphs long, and they do bring up a lot of points. So I'm not going to read it all out, but what I'll do is I will kind of bullet point it for you so you know what's been said.
So the first statement came from 1872,
which was this morning, I believe.
Right, and that was obviously because there was protests at the weekend, and they're then following it up.
Yeah, so Club 1872 now, I'm not reading this word for word, guys, okay? So if I miss anything out, don't shoot me or anything like that. So obviously what's happened is the Australia friendly has brought things to a bit of a head right now, and it's led Club 1872 to release a statement basically questioning the judgment of the current board. Club 1872, this is not Gers TV or Gordon saying it, this is Club 1872 have the opinion that for the last few years they've basically been not communicating with the fans. They're not doing everything they can to facilitate communication with the fans. And when Club 1872 try to have a dialogue with them with certain things, they're not interested. Club 1872 have tried to raise topics like disabled facilities, season ticket renewals, and merchandise issues. And they've also raised the My Gers scheme. And their argument and their opinion is that the My Gers scheme is more of a way to get money out of Rangers supporters rather than a genuine, with genuine benefits for fans too.
A genuine membership scheme.
For an actual membership scheme. They've also went on to describe and say that Rangers have entered into partnerships with some companies that have led to some Rangers fans losing money. Again, that's I don't have any opinion on that. Because I don't know the ins and outs of that, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, they have given the facts. If they say that some of these investments, like maybe like similar to maybe bitcoins, etc., third-party investments have led to fans losing money. But I'll be honest, I don't know a lot about that, so I can't really make any comment on that.
Something came out about that. The fans were asking what it was. I didn't know anybody invested in it because they didn't understand it. But
they also feel that there's been poor dialogue regarding signings. There's been poor dialogue in general. And they asked Club 1872 to go into a non-disclosure agreement as well, which they rejected after legal advice. Then the club tried to remove Club 1872 directors, which they say failed. And then they've taken it further. So what they've done is they're writing to the vice chairman, PLC board members, and they are asking people like George Leithman, George Taylor, Stuart Gibson, etc., to enter in a dialogue with them, so they can raise the issues above. Basically saying that, and they finish it off the statement by saying that everything that's happened in the last 10 years, we've not went through the events of 2012 to experience this again, and basically urging the people, the custodians at the club, to engage in more conversation and to sit down with Club 1872 and discuss all the issues that are raised in the statement.
Right, so that was it, the statement from Club 1872, first of all, right? Bit long-winded, and there's a lot of allegations.
Yeah, sorry, just to reiterate as well before you go, Si, with the club statement, I did not read that word for word. I was very much paraphrasing, and I was picking out the more salient points from it.
Yeah, there's just so much in it, right? So I'm going to read the Rangers one. It's just in case anybody doesn't know what's going on. I think this is very, very badly worded, and it seems adventurous to me. However, I'll read it exactly as Rangers have put it out. The rest of this season is arguably one of the most crucial periods in our illustrious 150-year history. Well, why don't the club start celebrating then? The men's first team and the women's first team are competing for major honours both domestically and in Europe. It's deeply and regrettable that a small rump of supporters remains intent on causing damage to our club. It's particularly concerning to note the timing they have chosen to launch their attack. It is lost on nobody that their intent on increasing maximum disruption are those who have either enjoyed or craved a role within our club. The collective desire of our board, management and players is to have unity of purpose over the coming months. Rest assured, we will address the disruptors and their propaganda war at the end of the season. For now, nothing matters but results on the field. Together we are stronger. So I think it's quite amateurly written, and also it's quite aggressive. And if Rangers can do that to, whether you agree with Club 1872 or disagree with them, how can we not write statements like that against the media and people that actually go out to go against us?
I think that, again, it's difficult because we don't. It seems
Yeah,
to
I
be
agree
what,
with-
what lies behind it. It seems to be a bit of a power struggle again for maybe seats on the board.
The time
or-
is terrible.
The timing is terrible. It's the worst time we've got. We've got potentially could be our greatest ever season. We win the league and the Europa Cup. That could be our best
Yeah.
ever season, in my opinion. It's a shame that there's infighting and external fighting. It just makes us look bad. The media's absolutely loving it. All our rivals are absolutely loving it. And it's probably something that shouldn't even be a thing in the first place. There should always be communication between the board and the support.
This is going to rumble on for weeks now, and we should be trying to get to a European final. We should be trying to get to the Scottish Cup final. The fans should be getting treated better, and I can understand the frustration with the board because I'm really angry with the way the board have treated the fans in the last couple of months, bringing out all these strips, bringing out they bring out this white strip, this supposed founder strip that's then no worn, and then when the day wear it has a sponsor's logo on it. That wasn't even the strip that Rangers started playing in. It was obviously the blue star would have been one of the first training tops, but it wouldn't have had a logo in the middle of it, and there just seems to be everything is how we can get more money.
Yeah, if you go on the Rangers website, the shop, or you go to the Rangers shop in town, any of the Rangers shops in town, whatever, you'll see about 10. You can probably buy 10 different strips. Now these strips are 70 quid each, right? So the Castori and Rangers are asking Rangers fans to pay 500, 600 quid for strips. They're asking them to pay the season ticket money. Let's just say 600 quid. They're then asking for between 40 and 50 quid for European tickets as well. And obviously they're asking them. Obviously this is a bit irrelevant, but they're asking £6 for a tea and a pie at half time. Now
people are
that
getting
all adds
frustrated.
up, and people are getting frustrated, and it just feels as if there has, basically let's tip the Rangers fans up and see what money falls out their pocket, and then we can take it. There has to be a bit of come and go, and there has to be the Rangers board should know how the Rangers support feel about almost every matter, not just the big matters, but everything as well.
There should be people on the board who have got the savvy, shall we say, right? How many people have you met or spoke to online or anything that really thinks the Sydney game's a good idea?
Not a lot.
So that tells you that the board, Miles, in my opinion, the board have got nothing in common with the average fan. I get the fact that some of the board are Rangers supporters, diehards or whatever, and they've made it rich. Good on them. I've no problem with that whatsoever. But they haven't got anything in common with the average working class Rangers supporter.
To play devil's advocate for the board, it's their job. They see it as their job to raise as much revenue for Rangers,
which is fair enough.
They see it as their job to bring in as much revenue as possible and to hell with the consequences, really, because they're more interested in the financial well-being of the club, supposedly. Now, if that, and I get that and understand that.
But there's also the argument they did say they would be more transparent in the future. That was the agreement when when the board came back in with bringing us all back together. The fans have played their part. So let's get some of the comments on this. So anyway, I'm saying the same as we're kind of agreeing. The fans are in the right to protest. We need to be careful how we do the protest, I think.
Yeah, and I think these public statements don't help anyone either. So yeah, everyone's got a right to protest, everyone's got a right to their opinion. I definitely think there should be more communication between the board and support, but I think there must be a better way of doing it. I
just wish it wasn't happening, but the board have caused this and now the fans are reacting. Right, Tommy Condona's opinion on this. I was raging at the time due to chasing the game and needed a result. We needed a result. It interrupted the flow of the game and effectively did Dundee's job for them. And there was also copying that mob, which is a no-no for me. That was obviously the tennis balls being thrown on the park. I really didn't get that, to be honest, why they done that. Rab Pickens, my fear say is the board are so far apart from the support, I fear the clowns will ban the UB just as the team needs them behind them. That's how much they have drifted away from us supporters. I can't disagree with you there, Rab. Tommy.
Matt just saying, I'm sure we could organise 2 or 3 finals against English sides, which would generate more money than the Sydney final. Absolutely, and we've got we could play Hamburg, we could play Chelsea, we could play Linfield, we could play all these teams. We could have a 14 tournament to Ibrox, and we could have Hamburg and Chelsea, and right, Chelsea, Arsenal,
As I said, because I think that this game at the weekend,
Linfield, Hamburg.
the one at the weekend, I think it's a farce and it's an insult to the supporters again. That this Legends game, where they're inviting as a celebration of the 150th anniversary of the club, they're inviting old men to come on the park and play football that don't play football anymore. That to me is one thing, but to then ask fans to pay for that when they should be getting the cream teams in the world, at least one of some different places, and having a tournament and having a proper game and celebrating 150th anniversary the way the club deserves it to be. But we'll say that the club are so far removed from the support, and that statement they made, the very first thing they said is how important the 150th anniversary is. Well, Rangers Football Club, you've got PR men and you've got financial men, and they don't seem to understand how important it is, because they've done hee-haw except ask the fans to pay money, and they've went into agreement that Rangers supporters do not want to play in this tournament.
The phrase taking fans for granted does seem to come to my mind a little bit, regarding the whole situation at the moment. Right,
Tommy Scott. Guys, did you not read the Sons of Struth statement today? Sorry, we didn't. I'll try to find it in the last 5 minutes and I can't. If you send me a link, I will read it. About James Bygrove's statement about Castor Money. Had me thinking the club's statement about the protests was to distract from this. There is something going on in the background.
Tom, if you want to post that to the site at the moment and let us know, we'll read it out for sure, yeah.
I'm no disregarding it, mate, but I haven't read it. I would only be guessing if I gave you an opinion on it. However, that does sound concerning. Do you want to read that?
Yep, so Ian Whitehouse said, chasing a game after the first half performance, then the game getting stopped again is frustrating part. Yeah, it can affect the players as well. I hate the idea of the friendly. I can't believe it's come down. I can't believe it even came about. But for me, as a time and a place to protest.
I agree.
Yeah, then the tit for tat playground stuff with the official statement is pathetic for Rangers. As early pathetic for Rangers, the board are so disengaged from the fans at the moment. It's unreal. I think that the board they're trying to portray themselves as professional, etc. It seemed to me as if it was like a playground incident.
Aye.
Where the board have come out and they basically made a childish, if you like, statement, basically saying, get it up, using we'll deal with it at the end of the season, and calling rump parts of the fans. At the moment, it doesn't matter if you're on the board, not on the board, or season ticket holder or non-season ticket holder, and watch Rangers. We're all Rangers supporters. We should treat each other with respect.
That's I agree with you. I'm not a fan at all of Club 1872. In fact, I'm quite the opposite. I'm against it. However, I just think you nailed the head. You had to nail the head there. Sorry, this cough's terrible. You don't treat, for a better word, the supporters are the people that pay the wages to the club. They're the biggest investors, they're the longest investors, and they're going to be the long-term investors, because our kids, our grandkids and everything else, our family are going to keep following the club when these people are gone. So you've got to treat them with respect. If you don't treat the fans with respect, then you're only going to get one thing. You're going to get a rebellion on that. And I really don't like the way the board's behaving on this, and it's quite similar to the statement they made after they done the announcement of the Sydney games, when Bygrove came out and spoke to the fans as if the fans don't understand, the fans are not intelligent enough, and he is, and just do what you're told.
Yeah,
that's what I don't like. And if that's their attitude, get them out and get people in that understand the club. Leave it to the end of the season, guys, so the fans may forget, like the other lot forgot about their pitfalls. Was Tommy Scott's point of view. 6 is brutal.
That's referring to my pie and tea comment, I think. But Arsenal, some of the prices down south are absolutely atrocious.
That's for another day. That debate. I think Andy Fairley, the Pacific board must have get together and said, "Here, boys, we are in a lot of."
Basically, what I think Andrew's referring to is that the court case is coming up, and they're trying to distract it. They're going to have a lot of money to pay out, and they're trying to distract the people in Scotland. Does Mike Ash have anything to do with Custori? I don't think Mike Ash does have anything to do with Custori.
I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if he did. I wouldn't be surprised if he did, and I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't, because he's got that much money and that much time. However, I've no idea.
Will we open the phone lines if anyone wants to phone in?
I'm going to get Mark down. We'll in a wee minute first, and we'll do that.
Yeah.
There's loads of comments here, guys. I'll catch them in a minute. Let's celebrate 150th anniversary when we lift the league trophy. I don't care about anything else. You don't care about winning the Europa Cup. You don't care about winning the Scottish Cup. You don't care about anything else. That's an extraordinary comment for me to read. I don't know if that's a joke. I care. I care about Rangers Football Club. I care about the future. I care about everything that involves it. I care about the fans worldwide. I care about the culture. I care about every game we play in, so I don't agree with you. If you think just winning the league is enough to celebrate the 150th anniversary, sorry, I don't agree with you there, mate.
You might say we call it, we will call it you at your mom moments, basically what you're saying. Aye, I know what you mean, it's like a kind of schoolboy kind of stuff where they throw insults at each other.
Aye, it just shouldn't happen, and if it's happening, it should be private, not in public.
Marion said wasn't much done for the 150th anniversary apart from the Union Bears done. Absolutely true.
Exactly, that's my point.
If you stay tuned to Gers TV though, you'll see what we're doing next Friday. So
Aye, we've got
stay tuned for
start
that.
off and we'll from there. Guys, we're going to open the phone lines up and let you have your say on this. Before I do that, I'll get Big Mark on.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We've got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. The Gers TV. Hit it.
Okay, so we're going to open up the phone lines in a wee minute, okay? So feel free to give us a show and give us a call to call through the show, let us know your opinion on what's going on right now. We're going to phone one of our regular contributors as well, so...
Mark Dimble from Follow website.
Yeah, so Mark Dimble runs Follows, he's going to call in a wee minute. And then after that, if you want to phone us up and let us know your opinion on things, please do.
And let us know the quality call as well. Mark, how you doing? You're live on Gers TV.
Hi, Mark.
How you doing, chaps?
All good. Mark, you were obviously at the Rangers game at the weekend, the B game at Ibrox. What's your report on that? I never got to the game.
It was 3 good goals first half. In the second half, Celtic didn't get their first corner of the second half until the 94th minute. So there was a lot of good stuff in display. Lowry, King, Charlie McCann. So it was good. The only one word of caution I would say is I believe that Celtic's team were a wee bit younger than us because they essentially get rid of most of their older players from last season.
Yep.
So that would be the only negative bit on it. But I mean, the first goal was scored in 15 seconds, and I think it was the 12th and 25th, the other 2 goals, and Rangers kind of kept control of the ball, kept control of the match. Celtic were very limited to their shooting chances, so it was definitely a pretty awesome performance, Talking to the captain afterwards, he said it was, being in Ibrox, facing a big crowd, it was a real buzz for the boys to do that, and more or less
great.
everything worked. They were happy with some of the goals they scored because they were off the training ground, like Lowry's goal.
That's good.
Was the one that he received a long pass, but he said that's what we work on in training, So overall, Old Firm game, it's a win. It's a big crowd, a very enjoyable day.
Aye, good.
Well,
so that's obviously the B game. What's your thoughts on the draw?
At this stage, I wasn't too worried who we got, to be honest, because I know people are saying, "Well, Braga's about the easiest we could have got." Well, I've been since we last played Braga.
Yeah.
maybe because of that crazy ground I've got, I've got flash scores on other games. And I watch some of the games they play on the box, So Braga will not be easy. I think people should get that out of their heads. I don't think it's going to be a walkover. These guys aren't they're not the Hibs and Hearts of Portugal.
Yep.
I mean, they're traditionally kind of like the 4th biggest team in Portugal. But I think there'll be a real test. I think we'll be surprised by it.
No, I agree with you, Mark. I don't think we should write them off, and I think when you get this stage of the competition, it's 8 good teams that are in it.
Yep.
And of course, it's one of these things where I think everybody's getting a little bit almost overexcited because you look at the draw and it's a bit like deja vu with Manchester.
Yeah.
All those years ago where you're saying this isn't a bad route to the final.
Aye.
We've got the easiest side of the draw here,
Yeah.
So I think the kind of frenzy that suddenly swept people trying to get to Braga, I think part of it's got to do with that.
Aye.
But
Yeah.
as I keep saying on this show, this is all part of the normal being a fan,
The journey.
all the stuff about shares and shareholders it's starting to go out the window a little bit.
Yeah.
And people are concentrating on the games and how do you get there and can you get on a sports options flight, and that's where we want to be.
That's what I think we should always be talking about.
It should be this. The fans shouldn't be caring about. I think, see, in the 70s and the 60s, 70s, fans wouldn't have known who the directors were, and it should be that way. You shouldn't have to care about these things.
Well, you shouldn't have, but on the other hand, if you look at what we've been through, and Simon, you were involved in very early years of the trust.
Yeah.
Because of the way football had changed, and the way that David Murray was running the club, I mean, some of us started to get very worried about it. I mean, I don't think we ever thought it could be as bad as it turned out to be.
Yeah.
But you've always got to keep an eye on them. You've got to make sure that they're not making too many fuck ups, that they are doing what they say. So I don't think there's anything at all wrong with keeping an eye on what the directors are. They're certainly not.
That's a good point.
They're certainly not free from criticism. I mean, today we saw a kind of very obvious move from Club 1872 with a list of complaints. My simple question would be, why are you waiting until now for all this?
Yeah.
It's a good point again.
The response from the club was probably best left unsaid. But where we are just now, in terms of the directors we've got, I'm completely opposed to the friendly in Australia. But I would say to people, be a wee bit careful of what you wish for. I mean, some people are going, oh, get rid of Doogie Park, get rid of this one, the next one. Well, just be careful what you wish for, because these are the guys who, for all their faults, they've essentially rescued the club. Yeah.
And have you, obviously you've been part of the fan media, what's the kind of reaction for the players when you've interviewed them and things like that? Have they sensed it in any way that there's a lot of opposition towards it, or do they not focus on that?
You don't really get a huge amount of interaction with the players. You get maybe one of them afterwards. That is usually, since this stuff has come out, it's usually been tackled head on by Gio and his attitude. He kind of disarms people by saying, right, I'm going to talk about it, but my views are, I don't decide who we play, that's up to the directors, and anything else is a distraction.
Yeah. It's obviously just a guess, Mark, right? But what do you think the outcome will be? Do you think Rangers will get out of it, or do you think it's too late?
Today I watched a clip of an Australian podcast, and the three people who were on it, it's on follow Facebook if you kind of scroll down there.
Right.
And the three people who were on it were just freaked out by what happened at Dens Park. And one of them sort of said, compared it with rugby league over there, he said, this isn't like the Roosters against the western suburbs where, you roll up to the game with your mate and have a few beers. These people hate one another. And, my worry with that stadium is it's a 20-kilometre train ride, and there's only one railway in and one railway out. So, to me, it's got the makings of something that's not good.
Yeah.
And that's even before you come to look, and my objection would be on the on moral grounds. If you look at what Celtic tried to do to us over the last 10 years, I have to say whoever made this decision must have been off their heads.
Yeah.
That you would even countenance playing them in a so-called friendly.
Yeah.
And that's my objection. And again, the ongoing court cases that these people have got against them.
Doesn't help, yep.
Which is being incredibly defended by the club. Then I think there are huge question marks over whether you should be playing Celtic,
Mark, just a quick one. Sorry, just a quick one. I know you've got a poll On follow regarding the should the game go ahead. What is the result of the poll just now? I think it's something like 95% against.
Yeah, it's pretty much overwhelming, you know, pretty much overwhelming. My worry is that we're not really getting any feedback at all. I mean, even when I've asked people who probably should know, they're not taking you on as to what's happening, whether there is a move to get out of it, you know, legally, what's the scope of the contract. I suspect that you almost certainly will have penalty clauses if you were option the deal.
£500,000, I reckon.
You know, so. But on the other hand, I just don't think we should be going there. That's the start and end of it. You know.
Don't think you're alone there.
What do you say?
We just shouldn't be going. We shouldn't be entertaining these people. Should not be part of anything jointly with them. You know, the only thing we should be doing is playing them in those competitions which were obliged in the normal run of the game to play.
Yeah, no, couldn't agree more, Mark. And I think, you know, you're probably put the nailing the head there. With, you know, on your obviously the follow 95%. People don't agree with it, and it's something that the board. I mean, it's just crazy for me. They've actually thought it was a good idea in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're somebody like James Bisgrove, who he's not a stupid guy, but he's come into this and surely must have picked up the antipathy towards Celtic. He's dealing with people that are directors. He must be picking up the stories of, you know, the examples of, you know, how Celtic tried to do us down when we were on our knees.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I just find it incredible that the board would have sanctioned this, you know.
Yeah.
Of course, now that they have sanctioned it, getting it out of it, we would like to say, just rip up the contract.
It won't be that easy.
That's easy for us to say. It's not so easy for them to do it.
And what's it? I know there's I'm not up to date on it this week, but reading the follow website that you run, obviously there's been chat. I don't know if it's just rumours that the actual game might just get abandoned altogether. Is that only chat, or is that something they're looking at?
From what I've been looking at, it's backed by the New South Wales government. It's part of a plan to popularise soccer, because they're mad keen in Australia on virtually every sport, but obviously the major sport in the world is soccer.
Yeah.
So they've got plans to play this kind of tournament for years ahead.
Yeah.
You know, and that's probably why you've got so much money involved, is the fact that the government's underwriting it. You know.
Do you know how much money is involved at all? Have you heard any whispers on that? How much is actually involved?
Off the top of my head, I would be lying to say that. Watching their initial press conference, they seem to have set themselves a target which they seem reasonably keen and hitting, of about 80,000 for each game. So even if you just take the ticket money, never mind the sponsorship, it's a hell of a lot of dough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Crazy.
But there are things more important, like.
Sorry, Mark. Just to clarify.
There are things more important in life than money.
See, when you say 80,000, do you mean is that people buying tickets or £80,000?
80,000 people.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That makes more sense. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
30 quid a ticket.
Yeah.
50 quid a ticket or something.
A lot of money for a ticket. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It makes much more sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a lot. It's a lot of money. You know.
Yeah. No. Definitely. Aye.
Crazy. Oh, well, any more points?
No, that's a great call, Mark. Thanks very much. Appreciate your company as always.
Aye, no.
All the best.
Thanks again, mate. Cheers, thanks.
Thanks, Mark. Speak soon, mate. Take care.
Cheers for that.
And that was Mark Dingwalt, editor of the follow fanzine and website. Just to give you an update, Mark's part of the fan media, so they get
Yeah.
They're more involved with the club than we are. They get to speak to the people at the hands of the club and the PR department and things like that. But I think he's made a lot of good points here.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, so we're going to have the show on for another 10 minutes or so. So if you
want to
give
call
us a call, please do. Just leave your last 3 numbers on the comments box here. And then when somebody calls in, we can obviously have a look at the numbers on our panel and then match it to one of the comments so we know who's calling. Okay.
Andrew Fleming saying he's feeling let down, sick and pooed on, I'll swear. laughed at from our rivals, which I see daily regarding this Oz pile of pee. The teams in my football team are all laughing. The Tims in my football team are all laughing. I think everybody feels the same. I just feel let down.
They'll see what ucks at me. Sorry to interrupt me on your last bit there. What ucks at me is the way it was marketed and presented in the first place. It was seen as some kind of tribute to the Celtic manager, and then Rangers have been brought in. It seems to be Rangers have been brought in as
Also,
as some kind of making up the numbers.
yes.
And for them, they go on every time it's no firm game. They go on before it's up for the weeks and months where there's no firm game. They talk about how there's no such thing as the old firm. Then when it's an old firm game, they put pressures on the referees and they're up for it. And you don't hear anything else. And it's it's intense rivalry because obviously it means a lot to them. It means a lot to us as well. And then they put the pressure on the referees, and then they hate Rangers and they hate everything to do with Rangers, even though we're not actually a team anymore apparently according to them, kind of thing. And just for the board not to realise this and not to have their ear to the ground really on this, it smacks of disregard.
That certainly does, right. We've been asked to read out the Sons of Truth statement. This has only been sent to us now. You want to read it?
Yep. So
I'm going to go double check. Is that it all? Aye, that's it all.
Yeah.
Right.
So just that I see a small amount of fans and media are condemning the fans' protest at Dundee today. Fair play to pressers say aye. Since the announcement of the Sydney Super Cup, the only official comments from the club were a car crash video from Bisgrove, who was quick to point out, quote, "It was unanimous board decision," end quote, and a poor attempt at deflection, and a later double down statement where he voiced his disappointment at fans' reaction. With absolutely zero further comments from our PR department, commercial director or board, it would appear the only way for fans to extract any information from the board is to voice their disquiet from the terraces. My understanding is these actions will actually intensify if there's no action or comment from the board. If the board don't want to react to fans' feelings or even discuss it further, then the volume could very well increase. It's down to the board, not the fans, to stop further action during games. If things don't improve, then action could take place away from games. Okay, so that's a statement there from Sons of Truth regarding what's going on. So my reading of that is basically, again, what we're looking for here is communication. What we're looking here is some sort of dialogue, and basically what we're looking for is some kind of understanding as to why we signed up for the game and to try our best to get out of it.
Yeah, it just seems the only one I've got new statements that are going to fly in for all angles, statements for statements, and it's no. I'm for the first time ever. I'm actually glad that we've got the winter break, no, the winter break, so the
international break. Yeah,
I'm normally saying I don't want an international break. I'm just glad we've got it now. It doesn't disrupt the teams.
Yeah.
The board are the biggest culprits here. They need to get this sorted, because if the board don't fix it, this is going to go in circles. We'll be talking about it in Gers TV because it's a big issue.
Yeah.
We don't agree with it. Follow say they don't agree with it. The Rangers support say they don't agree with it. The Union Bears are saying they don't agree with it. And the most of the people we spoke to in Australia say they don't agree. Why are the board doing this? Yeah. If you're calling in, guys, we need the last 3 digits.
Yeah, there was something to phone in there. So please, if you're watching through YouTube or Facebook, give us your last 3 numbers just so we can see who it is. We want to take your call. We want to have an opinion, but we got some dodgy calls last week when we were on, so we don't want to repeat that. So please, if you want to phone in, please do. But just write a wee comment on this page here.
Just tell us who you are.
So have us phoning in from 9529, the last 4 numbers there. Can you just let us know who it is that's phoning? We'll have you on straight away. So please do that, and we'll get you on as soon as you phone back. Okay. We just don't want people to phone in and swear about Rangers. And
could have been somebody that's phoned up one time I've not registered it, but I don't recognise the number.
Yeah.
And I've got thousands logged for it.
Could be Ange Postecoglou for all.
Ian Whitelaw's made a good point here. We need communication and transparency from the top to the fans, and more importantly from the board to listen.
Yeah.
I just feel as Ian personally, I just feel as if they don't care about us. As if we don't matter. And I think they're probably saying this will all sweep away in a few weeks' time. We'll go to Australia next year and nobody will care.
Yeah.
Andrew Fleming, right? Andrew, give us a wee call now, mate. We didn't know who it was, did you? Right.
Yeah.
If you did, I can't talk for coughing here. Andrew.
Hi, Andrew Fleming. How you doing, sir?
Oh, boys, man. What are we going to do?
Remember, just a wee heads up. You're live on Gers TV. It's a family show, so.
I do understand that, but like, I'm serious, boys. What are we going to do here?
Well, tell us what you want us to do.
It's a family TV.
Hi. Okay, sorry. Tell us what you.
I
come on you.
Tell us your...
I think we all know what we want to say here.
Tell
Right. This
Yeah.
monstrosity must, I mean, whoever even come up with this, right, I'm sorry, you're no Rangers class. There's the door, son. It was nice, but I'm afraid you need to leave, pal. Thanks very much. Cheers for all your effort. We wish you all the best.
Aye.
Okay.
Or what?
Strong
We
words.
badly need somebody on the board that's going to deal with the fans, a kind of go-between, who's a Rangers supporter. Somebody with a bit of common sense, aye, but this guy Bygroves, he might be a smart guy, but he's not got any common sense whatsoever. He has got no idea what the Rangers support think, what they believe in, and what they care about.
So, Andrew, just a question for Devil's Advocate. So the board might be thinking themselves it's a money maker. So say Rangers get paid £5 million for it, okay? Is that not enough in your opinion to say let's do it?
You were? I need to remember that this is a show that kids might be listening to.
No,
that
just to play...
Come on,
Just to play devil's advocate.
It's a shambles.
No, I agree. Listen.
Iota is a shambles. I'm raging, mate. I'm absolutely raging. You talk about a implosion. I don't know what you would call a Hunwan, but as far as that goes, I'm at my peak, mate.
Listen, we both agree.
I'm getting off my banger. I feel sick to the stomach. Their board members must have been howling, sitting round.
Yeah.
What are we going to do to F them up? I don't know what will cause the utmost unrest in all the ranks, and we'll just sit back and watch it unfold, and we'll have a laugh and a giggle, and we'll take money off them.
To me, that's what it is. They've thrown in the bait, and they've thrown the carrot with the bait, and they've said there's a couple of quid in it for you, and they've jumped on and took it right away. Took it without thinking.
Kenny, me and you, we're all Rangers boys now. I mean, we are Rangers boys. That's it. This guy, Boysgrove, Mr. Boysgrove. I'm sorry, son. You continue. There's going to be a woke mayor coming that guy's way. So, what? Where is Jeremy Beadle? Is he going to jump out and tag me and go, go ye? Where is Jeremy Beadle? That's the question. Where is you? My cup of Jeremy Moore, son.
He's passed away, so I doubt it.
I said, boys, see before I give myself a hernia, I'm going to shoot, man. I can't deal with scissors. Nah, mate.
All right, mate.
Okay, understand your strong feelings. Thanks for the call, mate. Speak soon.
All right, cheers.
Wishes all the best, Jeremy.
Thanks, mate. And to you, mate. Yes, we are. Thank you.
A couple of people are a bit upset because he used the H word. We can't control the call once it's in.
Yeah.
But it's not a term I like to use for Rangers. But
no, right. Some words. Obviously, people get very strong opinions on that, so it's probably had an effect on his overall what he's saying. He's probably not thinking straight there. So, it's not a word that I like to use talking about Rangers fans. But strong feelings, and again, I'm not. When I'm asking questions, I'm just trying to stimulate a bit of debate, and from the board's point of view, maybe they are going for maybe they're saying to themselves,
money. That's
the money. If we get 3, 4, 5 million for this, that's enough to what we'll do is we'll take the heat for a couple of months, it'll blow over, and then by the time the summer comes again, we maybe win the league, everyone's on board again.
The fans will forget about it.
Aye.
My thing is, I think that's exactly what they're thinking. I think they need to understand that Rangers are far more important than money, and sometimes there's certain things that money can't buy, and if it's just about money and nothing else, come out and tell us that, because we'll all disagree on it, but at least we know why they're doing it.
I personally think the guys in charge of Rangers, like people like your Bisgroves, etc., they probably are financially and sound, and they've got sound business and financial knowledge, and they are good. Probably they've done a great job in the past. But what they need to learn pretty smart, and what they need to learn pretty quickly, is that football is not a Tesco's or a supermarket where it's business. It's just commercialism. It's just the lowest price. It's people have been following for 50 years, 60 years, 100 years. The club's 150 years old this season, and it's not a cash cow. It's not just a case of let's take as much money as possible. There has to be some kind of understanding of how the fans feel.
Agree with you there. To use your supermarket analogy there, as Mrs. Morrison said to Mr. Asda, there is no Safeway.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
that's a bit of levity
Well,
for it.
when Tesco were talking about your jokes, they said every little helps. They were kidding.
I think that the board have made
I think Cal's going to phone me
Cal,
on it, so that's
give me
good. Cal,
comment.
give us a wee call back.
The
Yeah.
problem everybody seems to have is the board have made, what I would say, they've made an arse it, and they don't know how to get out of it, because it can't be for any other
All
reason
they
but
do
money.
is they get out of it and they arrange another couple of friendlies.
Aye, that's what I would do and get the money back. Callum, how you doing, mate?
Callum,
No bad. How you doing, boys?
good mate yourself.
The fans need to understand it's just money. It's money alone.
Just gonna add
And
Callum's
I don't
Yeah.
agree with. I don't agree why they're doing it.
No, I.
The thing is, the directors now have flooded money in for years. They don't really see any investment. So this is what the boys have been working for. They're just trying to squeeze every penny out of them.
Yeah.
Brought it up earlier on. Honestly, every opportunity we can. Right, we're not even going to wear this strip. That you're going to
Yeah.
pay the same prices a strip that you pay for the home strip or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's just,
Aye.
it's got to the point that they're just money grabbing because.
Yeah.
To be fair, that's why they don't give us any money recently for players. That's why Gerrard left. Gio was unhappy as well because
Yeah.
they're not giving us money because they've not seen anything. But we need every penny we can, to be honest. That's the way they're seeing it.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. They're all, as I said a minute ago, mate. Don't know if you heard it or not. They're obviously had the opinion as this will earn us £3 or £4 million. It's worth the heat for the money, but it's not worth the heat because it's going to drag on and drag on.
You see, the point is, but this is, at the end of the day, they're directors. It's a business to them. We're no
Yeah.
fans, the owners. It'd be a complete different story. At the end of the day, they're in it to see an profit from their investment. That's, at the end of the day, that's what I think they're trying to do.
The thing
Yeah.
is, Callum, if it is, I don't agree, but if it is all about money and nothing else, why not just come out and say that?
Yeah.
I've no idea, to be honest. But
Treat the fans with a bit of respect, is what I mean. See if they come out and say...
I don't agree with it. I don't think we should be doing it, especially with all this stuff coming out in news. I don't know if you've seen it. You shared and follow earlier on. It was crime.net talking about it. But the point they were bringing up is why are we agreeing to it? And why is Australia when Celtic are getting pulled up in court for all this crap? Oops, I'm sorry for...
No, that's fine. That's
No,
all
no,
right.
right.
I
no,
mean,
again, it's a distraction, and you're
Callum,
absolutely right, mate.
One of the points I've made, right, and I know Ian's kind of commented here on it as well, right. See if people make mistakes, right. See if the board came out last week and said, look, this is a major effort, right. We have made a mistake. We're sorry. We're going to lose £500,000. So we're going to do a tournament and it's going to cost £50 a head or £60 a head.
Yep.
But we've listened to the fans. We got it wrong. This is what we're going to do to make the money back. I think the fans would go.
No, I think they've just not listened to us for long enough. They thought they'd get away with it, and obviously the fans are thick now, and that's what happens in the last game. Obviously that was, I didn't agree they done it when we were losing, especially. But I can see the point because the fans have had enough now, to be honest.
I think we are getting to the point where it is kind of not maybe not breaking point just yet, but there's certainly a disconnect there, and unless it's fixed pretty quick, it's going to rumble on, and it could affect results on the park.
I mean, it's not going to stop.
The players aren't wanting to put up with that. The players know what's going on, but see when it's affecting them when they're playing the game, and especially when we're this close to the title. Do you know what I mean? This is the point the players need to have their head taken. They can't be worrying about all this going on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But again, why are we even discussing it? Why does somebody at Rangers not say, hold the board here? This is a bad idea. Don't sign up to this. This is not a good idea. Why did they not speak to somebody in the Sydney Rangers Supporters Club, the Melbourne City Rangers Supporters Club? Why did they not speak to anybody in Australia that is involved with fans? Why did they just go ahead and not even think?
Yeah.
Because I think it's been going on for a while, but I don't think it's been connected to the fans for at least over a year. I don't think they've really...
That's my point, I agree.
Maybe it's just...
I think it's just got to the point they're expecting us to just roll over and take it.
Put up and shut up.
Yeah, and you got, as I said earlier in the show, mate. It's a lot to do with money. Every time we play a league game, it seems to be they're bringing out a new strip especially for it. You know, Ross County away, or let's bring out a celebration strip for playing Ross County away. Let's bring out a celebration. You know, let's have I think there's something like 8 strips on sale at the moment in shops.
Aye.
You know,
yeah, I know.
And
I know,
you know,
that's what I'm saying to you as well. Because it's not even like usually trading tops are a wee bit cheaper and stuff, but tops that have maybe worn once or not even worn at all, they're charging the same price as a home strip.
Oh, we've got Europe.
It's just cash grabbing, it's milking and stuff like that.
We've got something like 2 or 3. You're right. We've got training kits. We've got away kits. We've got European kits. We've got home kits. We've got university kits. We've got golf kits. You've
also got the one other problem as well. The kits are not even good quality. It's not just taking money.
I'd agree with you. To be fair, I've no had, to be fair, I never had any of the strips that were washed out. Luckily, peeled off.
Here's an example, right?
When you put on a strip for even when we were in the second division, when you put strips onto them compared to the last maybe 4 or 5 years, you can tell the quality difference. It's ridiculous, and that's when we're playing. Teams, do you know what I mean?
An example, right? See if Rangers in there took the deal with Castore, and you were walking up Argyle Street and you seen a Castore shop, you wouldn't even know who they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do we lower the standards? Who is it that does these things?
I think what somebody said earlier.
That gave them the shot, but to be fair, there is a few players teams that have got them because they're sponsored.
Newcastle have now.
I know after Rangers.
Exactly, but I've not heard anything from Newcastle fans. There's nothing about the quality of them. It just seems to be the Rangers strips that were getting made and getting fake sent over to Turkey and stuff. Do you know what I mean? That doesn't happen in Newcastle, and the other teams that
again, they'll probably become a major company. They'll probably do well, but they've started off and they took the big job on with Rangers, and they probably thought it's not that big a job. Then realised how many people want shirts and they couldn't keep up.
No.
But again, that's half it at the mark. What I'm trying to say is, it's not just the fact that they're bringing out far too many tops. The tops, it's incredible the amount of tops they brought out. None of them have been that good. Design wise, the Gallant Pioneer one that they brought out doesn't look anything like the Gallant Pioneer top. The Gallant Pioneer didn't have sponsors. They didn't know what the sponsors were in the days, and the quality's awful. But apart from that,
no, definitely the Pioneer top years ago, and this is I'm talking over 7 years ago. They brought something out, and it wasn't sponsored by any of the strips. This was Rangers brought it out. That was bang on. That actually looked like the actual top. I had one.
That's right, I've got one.
They're not like the actual originals.
That was a tough one. That's right. Aye.
So it's just crap cash grabbing. They're not even getting it right. So it shows you they don't bother. It's going down to everything. But it's just, I seen something the other day about the store was meant to be having a sale, and the boy it said everything on sale in the email. And the boy went to checkout, and then he told that whatever he was buying wasn't getting the discount. Do you know what I mean?
Well, here's a hang. Here's a hang.
I'm getting stuff, we'll buy more. And when they do try to buy more, try to support the club, they're not even getting what they were promised in the first place.
And they don't even take cash anyway. It's all this new stuff.
And at Christmas it was £14 for a mug. Who's at mugs?
They think they're just going to take it, and they're not caring about the fans. They haven't for about 2 years, I'd say at least. And it's just got to the point where they're just nah, it doesn't matter. They'll take it. We'll sit down.
The reason they done it, one of the reasons they probably done it was the Rangers fans were just concerned so much about stopping this so-called 10.
The 55
in a row. Because Rangers weren't in the league half it. But Celtic were marketing as a 10 in a row, and Rangers had to win the league for the 55. That was it. Everybody's focus was basically, we don't care what's happening, we'll just throw everything at that, winning this and that's it. But now
that's what's happened, because we stopped it and everybody sort of...
You take a step back.
And they realise what's been going on.
As an example, I've got a wee grandson. Every time Rangers bring a strip out, I try to buy him one. But you're getting to a point where you're saying, hold on a minute here. Come on. Do you know what I mean? How many tops has he got?
You're buying them the strip that year.
By the time he starts wearing it, finishes wearing them, he'll be 15.
Callum.
They're lucky to get 15 washes when you get at the stone.
I know.
Callum, are you looking forward to our night next Friday, the dinner?
No, nothing. Right. Anyway,
I think you missed what Callum, I think you missed what I said, mate. I said, are you looking forward to the Gers TV night a week on Friday?
Oh, right. Oh, no, definitely.
Good man.
I'm an old man, maybe, so...
Good.
Do you know what I mean? It's a special one. I can't wait, honestly.
Nice.
A good night.
Aye, absolutely quality, you're absolutely right.
Good stuff.
Right. Great stuff, Callum. I'll speak to you soon, mate, okay?
Right, speak to you soon, right? Have a good night, boys,
Cheers, mate. Take care.
Bye.
Right, I'm getting asked about why I'm not doing the toast of the Queen tonight. I've got to drive, so I can't have a whiskey tonight, unfortunately, but you've got a wee drink there in your glass if you want to do a toast in it.
So, to Her Majesty the Queen.
God save the Queen.
God save the
Queen. Mind, but we'll back next week with that.
Marion, you sent us a video for what you wanted us to show. It was a bit late for us to get it set up, but we'll do 100%. I promise you, we'll play it. We'll put it on the Facebook site this week, and we'll play it next week.
On it.
And we'll play it next week for you as well. It was too soon. We were struggling to get things set up for tonight, to be perfectly honest, and it was a bit too soon to get on. But we promise we'll play it in full next week, and we'll have a discussion about it. And if you want to come on or talk about it yourself and let us know, please do. Okay?
Just before we finish, one more call we've got time for in the next 2-3 minutes. If anybody wants to call, last 3 digits, let us know what your digits are, and we'll get you on.
While we're waiting and going through some comments, here's a thing for you. I don't know if anyone's aware of this or not. It's something that's come into my head. It looks like that in 2028, I know it's a few years away, that the UK will be hosting the European Championships.
Right.
Because at this moment in time, the UK and Ireland are the only countries that are bidding, and they've got until Wednesday, i.e. tomorrow. So if you've got any thoughts on that, you can let us know about that as well. So, but it looks very likely that by tomorrow night, the UK will be hosting the European Championships in 2028 as well. So if you have any opinions on that, you can let us know.
I know, Andrew, I'm telling you, there's nothing in my cup. I can't drink whiskey. I've got to drive the night, so I can't take a whiskey. That's what I say to you. It's an empty cup. That's why I didn't drink it, mate.
Tom, could only say a mug for a mug. Yeah,
People
£14. I know, you can't get anything past these guys. They're the best fans in the world, you see, Si.
Tommy Scott's saying it, it's ORSA. So for anybody doesn't know what ORSA means, it's the Oceania Rangers Supporters Association next week in Sydney. The chairman is on a link. I hope that Aussie fans make their feelings known to him. If anybody's gone to that, because there's quite a lot of Australians watch the show, let us know and maybe get a wee chat with them or come back and do an interview. But it'll be interesting to find out what happens with Australian fans when they're actually speaking to.
And it's interesting what Mark was saying about the infrastructure as well. It seems like a hard place to get to, and it seems like it's probably the equivalent of, I don't know, us doing like a Rangers Celtic tournament. Let's like Inverness or Dingwall, where it's like a remote where there's one train line in and out.
The other thing, the other Mark can mention, because it's so obvious, but everybody's kind of forgetting it, but it is, there's got to be a lot of alcohol consumed as well as.
Oh yeah, if you've got Bears, if you've got Rangers fans, Celtic fans going on holiday, going for that, all the sports clubs, nice summer's day, or it's winter time actually down in Australia at that point, but it's still roasting hot. They're going to have a few beers, and it's just. I think the whole thing's just a recipe. Just the whole thing from start to finish, it's just a recipe for disaster.
The whole thing that's worse than it is the actual way they've dealt with it since then.
Yeah, Paul Neal's saying it's a security issue for me as well. Yeah, that could be a way out of it. Ian, if you want to put a bus on for East Kilbride to Australia, let us know. I mean, just for that alone, I might swallow my feelings about the whole thing just to get on that bus for East Kilbride to Australia.
Heart run for the driver. Going to put the Bobby Park CD off. Heard it 400 times.
In fact, you need to sign those 3 million German bombers in the air. By the time you get down to one, we'll get there.
Crazy. But guys, it's been a good night. We've done about an hour and 20 minutes, so I think that'll do for the night. If there's any subjects that would come up you want us to talk about in Gers TV, if you get in touch with us and let us know. If you've got any talents or you just want to get involved and help us, let us know. There's always room for improvement, so to say.
The Patreon site as well, guys. Don't forget the Patreon site, the link's up there. If you can afford £3 a month, we're not asking you to buy a strip every month. We're not asking you to buy a £14 mug. We're not asking you to go to Australia for a friendly you don't want. All we're saying is, can you support the Gers TV and give us 75 pence a week? And for that, we're going to do much more content. We're going to invite you on the show. You're going to get tickets to our exclusive nights out that all the legends go to, etc. at Ibrox. And we've also got a lot of exciting stuff coming up, which includes Las Vegas as well. So,
and you'll get this picture.
And you'll also get a free gift, which is this absolutely fantastic picture of our legendary manager, Bill Struth, who is on his army uniform at Belhouston Park during the war. So,
there you go, guys. Back us, to back you, to back us, to back you.
Okay, so, is that... We're going to call it.
I got days for night, guys.
Okay,
thanks, everybody.
Thanks very much for your company, guys. Thanks for everyone. There's a lot of new people again, calling in and commenting on the show. So thanks very much. And
also remember, a big thanks to AG Roofing and Cladding. Without them, guys, we wouldn't have a sponsor, and they're back to us. So thank you very much, guys. If you want any roofing done or any cladding done, AG Roofing and Cladding. It's good to say. Hard to say. You're so throat.
AG Roofing and sorry, AG.
Roofing and Cladding.
Yes, there we go. So thanks very much, guys, for your support. Much appreciated. Great show. Thanks for your company. We'll see you next week. And remember,
We are the people.
we are the people. Good night.